Building an emergency fund in 6 months might seem overwhelming, but with a focused plan, it's entirely achievable. Today, I'll walk you through a step-by-step strategy to reach your emergency fund goal quickly and effectively. Whether you're starting from zero or already have some savings, this plan will help you build a financial safety net you can count on. The purpose of an emergency fund is to provide a cushion for life's unexpected expenses. Think about things like car repairs, medical bills, or unexpected changes in income. When you have a financial buffer, these situations don't have to turn into debt or create extra stress. Instead, you can face them with confidence. To start, let's figure out how much you'll need. Financial experts often recommend setting aside 3 to 6 months' worth of essential living expenses. Your emergency fund should cover basic needs like rent, utilities, groceries, transportation, and loan or debt payments. Imagine it as the amount you'd need if you had no income and had to rely solely on your savings. Take some time to calculate your essential monthly expenses. Make a list of all your basic costs. This could include rent, utilities, transportation, groceries, and minimum debt payments. Add these up to find your total monthly living cost. Now multiply that by 3 for a more conservative emergency fund, or by 6 if you want extra security. Let's say your essential expenses are $2,000 a month. A 3-month emergency fund would mean saving $6,000, while a 6-month fund would be $12,000. Pick a target that feels right for your situation. If you have stable income, you might be comfortable with 3 months. But if your income fluctuates or you work freelance, 6 months may feel safer. Now that you know your target amount, let's dive into the steps to save it within 6 months. Step 1. Open a separate savings account dedicated to your emergency fund. This is crucial because it keeps your emergency savings separate from your everyday spending money. When your emergency fund is mixed with your checking or regular savings, it's easy to dip into it for things that aren't true emergencies. By creating a dedicated account, you're setting up a mental barrier that makes it clear this money has a specific purpose. Consider opening a high-yield savings account for your emergency fund. High-yield accounts, often available through online banks, offer higher interest rates than traditional savings accounts, which can help your savings grow a little faster over time. This interest won't make a massive difference in just 6 months, but every bit counts. Plus, many of these accounts have lower fees, which helps you keep more of what you save. Step 2. Set a monthly savings goal. Divide your target emergency fund by 6 months to see how much you'll need to save each month. For example, if you're aiming for $6,000, you'll need to save $1,000 a month. This may sound like a lot, but breaking it down into monthly chunks makes the goal feel more achievable. To reach your monthly goal, it's essential to get serious about your budget. Take a look at your spending from the last couple of months and identify areas where you can cut back. Categories like dining out, entertainment, and impulse purchases are often great places to find extra cash. By making small adjustments and sticking to your monthly savings goal, you'll stay on track to reach your target. Step 3. Automate your savings. Set up automatic transfers to your emergency fund account right after you get paid. This way, you're paying yourself first. If the money is transferred out before you even see it, you'll be less tempted to spend it on other things. Many banks allow you to set up these transfers on a specific day each month, making it simple to automate your savings. Automating your savings not only makes it easier to reach your goal, but it also reduces the mental effort of deciding to save. You've committed to saving, and the process takes care of itself. Step 4. Cut back on non-essential expenses, at least temporarily. This doesn't mean you have to live on the bare minimum, but reducing some luxuries can make a big difference in reaching your goal. For example, consider limiting dining out, shopping, or entertainment expenses. Every dollar you can save goes directly toward your emergency fund and brings you closer to financial security. If you typically spend money on coffee runs, try making coffee at home for a few months. Or, if you have multiple streaming services, consider pausing one until you hit your savings goal. Cutting back for a short period can add up to hundreds of extra dollars each month. Step 5. Look for ways to increase your income. This step can significantly speed up the process. Look into side gigs, freelance work, or selling things you don't need. Even picking up a few extra shifts at work, if possible, can make a big difference. The key here is to dedicate all extra income directly to your emergency fund. If you're not sure where to start, consider any skills or hobbies that could translate into income. Websites like Upwork, Fiverr, and TaskRabbit offer opportunities for freelancers and gig workers. You could also look into selling items on eBay, Facebook Marketplace, or local buy and sell groups. Every extra dollar you make accelerates your progress and brings you closer to a solid financial foundation. Step 6. Avoid using your emergency fund unless it's a true emergency. This might seem obvious, but it's worth emphasizing. It can be tempting to dip into your savings for things that feel urgent but aren't truly necessary. A real emergency is something unexpected, unavoidable, and urgent, like a car repair, medical bill, or sudden loss of income. If you're unsure whether an expense qualifies, try to find an alternative way to cover it without touching your emergency fund. You've worked hard to build this buffer, so protect it. If you find yourself consistently tempted to use the fund for non-emergencies, it might be a sign to revisit your budget. Step 7. Track your progress. Building an emergency fund in 6 months requires focus and consistency, so tracking your progress can help you stay motivated. At the end of each month, check your savings balance and see how close you are to your target. Celebrate small milestones along the way, like reaching the halfway point or saving your first $1,000. These small wins keep you motivated and remind you that you're moving toward your goal. If you find that you're falling behind, don't get discouraged. Adjust your plan as needed. Maybe you can cut back a little more, earn some extra income, or find ways to increase your savings next month. Remember, even if you don't hit your exact target in 6 months, any amount saved is a success. The goal is to create a cushion to protect yourself financially, and every dollar saved brings you closer to that security. Let's talk about some additional tips that can help you reach your goal. First, remind yourself of the purpose behind your emergency fund. This money is there to prevent future stress, debt, and financial hardship. It's easy to lose sight of the purpose when you're in the middle of saving, but keeping your why in mind can help you stay committed. Another tip is to reward yourself for progress. If you reach a milestone, like saving your first $1,000, give yourself a small treat. It doesn't have to be extravagant, maybe a movie night at home or a favorite meal. Celebrating your progress in little ways helps reinforce positive saving habits. Finally, remember that building an emergency fund is about creating peace of mind. Life is full of surprises, and an emergency fund gives you the flexibility to handle them without derailing your financial goals. To wrap up, let's recap the steps to build your emergency fund in 6 months. Start by calculating your target amount based on 3 to 6 months of essential expenses. Open a separate savings account dedicated to emergencies and set a monthly savings goal. Automate your savings, cut back on non-essentials, and look for ways to boost your income. Track your progress each month and protect your emergency fund by only using it for true emergencies. By following these steps, you can build a financial safety net in just 6 months, setting yourself up for a more secure future. Thanks for watching, and good luck on your journey to financial peace.